Madam Speaker, last month across our communities we commemorated ANZAC Day on the 25th of April 2025. It's an important day to reflect and appreciate the sacrifices of the ANZACs and those who have paid the ultimate sacrifices for the freedoms we enjoy today. I feel it's extremely fitting that as part of the acknowledgement of ANZAC Day that I take a moment to share a brief history of the ANZAC spirit inherent within my community. The Drummoyne electorate has a deep and profound connection and proud connection to ANZAC history, and in many ways it has shaped the identity of our community. One of these symbols is our local public hospital, Concord Repatriation General Hospital. The hospital was opened in 1941 as the Yarrallah Military Hospital, treating wounded and sick servicemen and women. Its foundation of veteran care continues to this day, and in 2022 Concord Hospital opened the National Centre for Veterans Healthcare, the first of its kind in Australia dedicated to the rehabilitation of veterans. It's a magnificent facility offering holistic care and accommodation for veterans. As a young person who has lived my entire life in the community I now represent in this place, I have a deep interest in our local history. That is why today in this house I want to acknowledge long-term Drummoyne resident Brendan Bateman and share his contribution in recounting the history of the men named on the Drummoyne War Memorial. I met Brendan when he spoke at the 5 Dock RSL sub-branch's ANZAC Sunday service, and I was moved by the story he told at this service of a soldier from World War I who lived in St George's Crescent. For myself and for many others listening to Brendan's speech, it was a light bulb moment that made us want to know more about these untold stories. I've now purchased a set of his books. The stories of 95 men who are recognised in the Drummoyne War Memorial are preserved in Brendan's book titled Drummoyne's Great War. This 3-volume biography encapsulates each individual's story of courage, sacrifice and service. In April, Brendan, who is an accomplished lawyer with a background and interest in modern history, launched Drummoyne's Great War at Clayton Oots with Peter Fitzsimons and at Club 5 Dock RSL with members of our community. Brendan's project began in 2009 when he visited a soldier's grave at Villers-Bretonneux in France. He came to know about this soldier because his name is acknowledged on the honour roll at St Mark's Church in Drummoyne, which was erected to acknowledge local parishioners who died in World War I. St Mark's is the church my parents got married at, and it is a church I've been to many times in my life. We've prayed for these soldiers, but now because of Brendan's work we know more about the stories of these local men. Over the next 15 years, Brendan would go on to meticulously research the lives of each member of the St Mark's Honour Roll before starting to research the history of the 95 men remembered on the Drummoyne War Memorial. The biographies in Drummoyne's Great War reference many historical sources, including personal correspondence, service records and unit war diaries and photos that Brendan has been given or that he has researched and collected. Since April, I've had the privilege of getting to know more about Brendan and his work, and I have been truly moved to hear his passion for history and his deep respect for those who have served our country. His work reflects a genuine and heartfelt commitment to honour the legacy of local men who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms and ensures that their stories continue to be told for future generations. On behalf of our community, I'm sincerely grateful to Brendan for his extraordinary dedication in this project. His many years of research have made an immeasurable contribution to our local history and to the many families of those early Drummoyne residents, and it will serve as a lasting tribute for generations to come. Drummoyne's Great War is more than a historical record. It is a powerful reminder of how the stories of our past have shaped our present and our future. I also acknowledge the role of 5 Dock RSL sub-branch led by their president, Robert Ridge. I understand the sub-branch provided invaluable support and resources to Brendan during the project, and they are the reason I know about his book and why I'm sharing it with the Parliament today. I sincerely thank Brendan for his countless hours of hard work in bringing the stories of these 95 men to life. I know he's been supported by his family and his wife Anne-Marie, and I acknowledge her and I acknowledge that the books are dedicated to Anne-Marie. I want to wish the Bateman family all the very best, and I do want to acknowledge the presence today of the Minister for Veterans in the House. Thank you, Minister. Brendan, we are privileged to have the history of our community honoured and preserved through your work. Thank you. We will remember them, lest we forget.